Okay, so I wanted to make this video because I don't know, because there's a lot of changes that are happening in Runaways, and so I thought, why not make a little video about it? Why not? So one of the main changes in the new draft is going to be, so the original one was in first person, and the third one, and the new one is going to be in third person, because I don't think I fully understood like what writing in first person means. Like, you have to like embody the character, you have to think like the character, and like write and describe everything like how the character would describe it. And it's just, with that, it's not very easy for me to do that. Plus, I feel like my writing is better in third person now. It's easier to describe. I have a lot more open grounds to describe stuff because I don't have to describe it exactly in the character's eyes. And then also the length, like the story length, is also longer because the first one, honestly, there's a lot of content in it, but also it doesn't really go, it's probably like, besides the 4-year gap in the prologue, which is a 100-year gap, it's like probably a week, I'd say, is how long that the first book is. And in the new draft, it's going to be a lot longer than a week. Maybe within a month. And so it's going to go longer in storyline. It's going to actually like reach into some of book 2, and not book 2's plot, but like some stuff that happens in book 2, like school and stuff like that, that's going to be carried over to book 1. And also like the aliens, like where they live, they originally lived on the planets like Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus. They didn't live on Mars, but that's a whole other thing. But some of those planets, a lot of those planets are gas planets, so they can't really live on them. And I didn't realize that at the time. So now I'm thinking that they're gonna live on moons, and I have to figure out the whole thing about where they live and stuff. And transportation. Okay, well, the first book was longer because probably I'll give like 2 or 3 weeks, only because they had to spend like a week and a half going from Earth to, they went to Jupiter? Yeah, they went to Jupiter, so it had to take a week and a half, but you didn't see like any of that. So I'm like making like teleportation devices, or like something that gets them there instantly. And it's like a high thing, like most people do have to take ships and stuff, but like if you're working for the rulers, then you get special stuff with like teleportation things. And some of the plots too are gonna be a bit different, like minor plots. Not the big plot is gonna stay the same. But like, I originally planned like 9 to 10 books, so they each had like the minor plot in them. And honestly, I keep looking down at the books because they're at the very bottom of my bookshelf. What was I saying? The minor plots. Honestly, I don't entirely remember what book 2's plot was. So that's a huge key that I need to rewrite this, because I don't even remember that. I know a lot of stuff, like the theme that it had, but I don't actually remember the plot for that book. So a lot of the minor plots are changing a little bit, but like book 1, 2, and 3, the main things from those books still happen. But it focuses more on the bigger plot than the smaller plots, if that makes sense. And the characters also have a slight, not a lot, but I'm thinking of like changing Diller just like the tiniest bit, because I know, oh my gosh, Kit Kat, we have a guest. Okay, so I'm thinking about changing Dillard's character just the tiniest bit, because I know my best friend would kill me if I changed him too much, but I'm thinking like a little more like introverted for him, and he's already introverted and stuff. But I'm writing his first scene, and I'm like, I think he needs to change a little bit, because I didn't even make a character sheet for him when I wrote the first book, and I really should have, because I developed so much of his backstory during like the second or third book when he wasn't even there. So yeah. And then character relationships. Originally there were so many people in like love triangles, and I don't even know why or how I got them into love triangles, but they were. So now it's only Alex who's in a love triangle. Asher has a whole complicated thing that's not necessarily a love triangle, and one of Constance's love interests no longer exists, because he just didn't. I had so many characters, and just they didn't have any real importance to the book or the series. So I took out one of her people. Yeah, and like not necessarily just romantic relationships, but like, you know, there's this character that Alex was supposed to be really close to and see him as like an older brother slash the role model, and now with like how I'm thinking everything's going to play out and stuff, he's gonna be closer with Asher than Alex. Yeah, and like how they get introduced, it's gonna be slightly different too. So yeah, that's kind of all. Bye.